dirt track slide job through turns 1 and 2. Ken Schrader down here going to start this race in the 3rd spot. And Ken, can you just describe what type of racing this is to our listeners? Just kind of describe what they can't see here on the radio.
Well, it's a fine line here between making a good lap and getting yourself in the fence because the cushion's just so treacherous right now. But late miles are really doing a good job cleaning off track, and I think we're going to be using all of it. But it's like kind of like running around the top of Darlington. It's a little stressful.
A little stressful indeed. Now, a lot of young talent out here. Are you conscious of that, or do you just kind of see another race truck as just another vehicle with a number on the side?
Oh, they're just trucks, but you know when they're up underneath you and they keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back, and it's lap 20 that, hey, this kid must be pretty young.
Pretty young, and no doubt about it. But that is Ken Schrader. He'll start in the 3rd spot here this evening after winning his qualifier earlier.
And you know, the fans here just respond to Kenny so very, very well. When he was introduced earlier, when he took the lead and so on, there was as huge of an ovation from the sold-out grandstand as there was for anybody.
There was. In fact, when the drivers took time in qualifying at roughly 5:15 local Eastern time, there's no question the biggest round of applause from these fans was for Ken Schrader, and the second greatest was for Norm Benning. Of course, folks remembering that effort Norm put in here in the inaugural edition of this race, getting that final transfer spot in the last chance qualifier.
You know what I love to see here tonight? I'd love to see guys bringing out old or special paint jobs for themselves. Tyler Young in that Ranco Industries Chevrolet that Randy Young owns, a native of Midland, Texas, and he had himself a good run and an interesting-looking truck there, Glenn Jarrett.
No, he had a great run. He finished 2nd in the first qualifying race here tonight, Eli. And Tyler, man, you showed me some dirt track prowess there.
Oh, man, I don't know. Guys have been working really hard. I can't thank everybody. It's fun to come do this. Tony and everybody at Eldora Speedway, they do a great job to put this event on. I know they've been working hard. So last year I spun out in the last chance. I told myself I want to make it where we don't have to run the last chance this year. So that's a good feeling. Now we got 150 laps and just try to put it all together.
The guys in the booth were talking about the paint scheme on your truck tonight. Looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, you know, it's bright for sure. This was my old paint scheme back in the day, and we ran a B-mod on dirt. So figured we'd throw it back to that, a little retro. So hopefully it'll bring us some good luck.
All right, man, we're going to wish you good luck, too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Tyler Young. He starts 6th. Who you caught up with, Postman? I have caught up with, he was the man of the hour 2 years ago in this race, and he qualified in his E-race. The first time not being in the last chance race for Norm Benning. Norm, how's things going for you here tonight?
Yeah, I think the throttle's stuck again. I never dreamt I'd have finished 3rd there, but we made some air pressure changes and it dialed that thing in pretty good. The start of the race is where I made my money and just stayed there.
Now, you told me just a little bit ago, you're good for the night, you don't care, but I see you down here meeting with your crew guys. What do you think you can accomplish here tonight? What do you think you can do here as far as the main event, the big race goes?
I can't win in too many places. I'm here to win. I know that's far-fetched. But you know what? They'd probably burn the stands down if I did.
They would, that's for sure. That's Norm Benning, raced his way in. He is going to watch the upcoming last chance qualifier from the infield, not from the driver's seat for the first time. Big smile on Norm's face down here.
I bet. He's finished 26th and 27th here in the last 2 races, but you talk about guys who have a few years on them. Norm, 63 years of age, a former corporate pilot from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, but he just loves this. And that was vintage Norm, folks. How'd you do that? How'd you finish so well? Oh, I guess the throttle stuck. That's vintage Norm.
It is. He's a veteran of more than 100 career starts in this series, and as Steve described, he has already nailed down a spot in the Mudsummer Classic here tonight.
Hey, it's Flo, and this
Things up for you here as we give you the starting lineup. There are already 5 teams that will be locked in, regardless of where they finish in this last chance qualifier, based on owner points. So Jennifer Jo Cobb, Ben Kennedy, Travis Quapple, Stuart Hayward, and Wendell Chavis are locked in to the event, the Mudsummer Classic. The other 4 teams out there will be battling for the final 2 starting spots. They are Cody Erickson, Jody Knowles, Madeline Crane, and Jake Griffin, dirt trackers all.
Yes, and they will need to rely on every bit of that experience in order to get a top 2 finish here and guarantee themselves a transfer into the Mudsummer Classic.
So Jennifer Jo Cobb will start on the pole in this event with Ben Kennedy to her outside. A couple of black and white trucks side by side. Travis Quapple, from whom we heard moments ago, will start third. Cody Erickson will go in the 4th spot. 5th will be Jody Knowles, and Stuart Hayward was to have started 6th, but he did some unapproved work on the truck moments ago, so he'll have to go to the back of the field. Wendell Chavis will be next in line, then Mad Maddie, Madeline Crane, and Jake Griffin. So that's what we're looking at here. You've heard from myself and Kurt Becker alongside. We've already heard from Steve Post and Glenn Jarrett. Up atop the suite complex between turns 3 and 4. Joining us for our coverage tonight from Killingly, Connecticut, that's Kyle Rickey.
All right, thank you very much, Eli. Good evening, everybody. A great view of this legendary half-mile oval, short straightaways, steeply banked, 24-degree banked, in fact, turns wide and sweeping, and we've seen all the lanes work here this evening. The inside, the middle, but the preferred line, 9 times out of 10 this evening, that outside lane right up against the outside wall, up against the cushion, as they call it here in dirt track racing. We'll have all the action covered on the backside of this Eldora Speedway throughout the entire night here this evening as we get set for this last chance qualifier.
It will be 15 green flag laps. The top 2 will automatically advance. They will start 26th and 27th. Then positions 28 through 31 will go to the highest ranking eligible trucks in owner points. And then the 32nd starting spot will go to any past champion who's not already in, such as Travis Quapple. Coming to the green for the last chance qualifier.
Jennifer Jo Cobb lines up along the outside lane. Ben Kennedy to the inside. Green flag is in the air. Cody Erickson is also in the mix. A 3-wide battle for the lead.
Erickson right to the middle of the racetrack, to the inside of Jennifer Jo Cobb, to the outside of Ben Kennedy, looking to take the top spot away. But by the time they get to turn number 3, it's Kennedy in the middle lane with a half a truck length advantage for the race lead.
But now on the outside, he's going to be powered past by Cody Erickson. Erickson will lead the parade back to turn 1. Kennedy says, if I can just finish first or second, I'm golden. But of course, he's already locked in by owner points.
He's going to fall back in the line into that second spot. A truck length behind Erickson. They're racing side by side from third on back. Travis Quapple to the outside of Jody Knowles. Also in the mix is Jake Griffin.
Yeah, Jake Griffin and Jody Knowles are 2 of the drivers who must have a top 2 finish in order to transfer all of that traffic back to turn 2.
They are side by side, unfortunately for them, for the 4th position on the speedway to the exit of turn number 2. And just a truck length behind Travis Quapple in 3rd. Jody Knowles up to 4th. Jake Griffin in 5th. Jennifer Jo Cobb right there as well in 6th.
That 4th and 5th spot is really critical right now because the 50 truck of Jody Knowles and the 03 of Jake Griffin, they are racing in for that final qualifying spot based on owner points.
They are side by side for that position. Off of turn number 2, Jake Griffin gets a good run to the inside of Jody Knowles. Knowles to the outside. Griffin's going to perform the slide job, but slide up and into the outside wall. Here comes Knowles back to the inside.
Knowles with a lot of momentum as they come back into turn number 1. This is the ongoing battle for 4th.
Back and forth for the 4th position. Jody Knowles has it 1/2 lap. Jake Griffin the other. They're side by side again to the outside of turn number 2 and onto the back straightaway. This time it's Griffin to the inside. He'll slide up. Here comes Knowles back to the bottom.
And those 2 are potentially battling for the chance to be in the Mudsummer Classic, because should Cody Erickson win the event, he'll get in as the race winner, opening up 2 more spots for owner points, and the 03 and the 50 battling side by side. Knowles and Jake Griffin would be those 2 trucks that would advance, Kurt.
And right now they work their way through corner number 4. Griffin is up on the high side of the track once again. Again, that's the preferred line. Plenty of room downstairs. Let's see if Jody Knowles can make the inside line work.
And I think both of those drivers know what's on the line. Jake Griffin right now has that 4 spot, pulls away by a truck length or so over Jody Knowles. At the front of the field, good battle for the lead. Ben Kennedy closing in on Cody Erickson.
And for a guy who said he doesn't know a whole heck of a lot about dirt track racing, He has done a good job as we are now 1 lap away from halfway. He's just following in the tire tracks of Ericsson.
Ericsson, the race leader. Ben Kennedy closes now to within a half a truck length off of turn 2 and onto the back straightaway. By the time they get to turn 3, Kennedy puts that Toyota to the bottom of the racetrack, challenging for the top spot.
Cross flags in the air, halfway home, 8 laps down, 7 to go in this 15-lap shootout. They're back in turn 1.
And it continues to be Ericsson at the point to the exit of turn number 2. Kennedy's just going to fall in the line in second. Top 2, a comfortable margin of about the length of the back straightaway over Travis Quapple in third. Jake Griffin in fourth. Jody Knowles right now rounding out the top 5.
Here comes the field now out of the corner. If you're curious why we've not talked about Madeline Crane, her truck with too much damage, she has opted not to continue competing here, so that is going to eliminate one of those who had to race their way in. Here comes the lead battle again out of turn number 4.
And it is still Cody Erickson, the driver out of Hewlin, Minnesota, who's got the lead. Ben Kennedy giving chase in turn 1.
Continuing to apply pressure is Ben Kennedy in that second spot within a truck length of Cody Erickson, the race leader. They continue to break away from Travis Quapple, running all by himself in third. Now at the front of the field, here's Ben Kennedy stepping out of line right to the bottom of the racetrack on Erickson.
Here they come, back out of the corner. Kennedy allows things to set while Ericsson slides off the turn, and that's going to work every time here at Eldora. Ericsson holds on to the top spot.
Cody Erickson right now running so well in that outside lane is able to keep the momentum up, and that's what has allowed him to keep the race lead on Ben Kennedy. Although Kennedy had the shorter way around, it wasn't the faster way around last time by.
Here's Kennedy now in that second position, still pedaling hard, trying to reel in Cody Erickson back in the corner.
That's the battle for the lead. A good battle for third, well behind them now, just going into turn number 2. Jake Griffin looking to the inside of Travis Quapple, who jumps the cushion to the exit of turn number 2. Griffin is there within a truck length, looking to his inside for the third spot.
Here they come, back up third turn. Quapple goes high. Griffin stays low. A lap and a half to go before this one is settled. Quapple hangs on to that position as the leaders work off too.
Good battle for the race lead. Ben Kennedy trying to build that momentum in the middle lane of the racetrack, and a mistake by Erickson may have overcorrected going into turn number 3. Got up a little too high. Here's Kennedy to the bottom.
And here's the white flag. 1 lap to go in the last chance qualifier. Erickson versus Kennedy in turn 1.
Side by side. Cody Erickson in the outside lane. Ben Kennedy to the bottom. Erickson has the momentum topside and the race lead now by 3 truck lengths into turn 3 for the final time.
Last time by for the top 2. All eyes now, meanwhile, on the pink truck of Jake Griffin. He is going to have to do something major to try and get towards the front and be part of the Mudsummer Classic. He cannot. Checkered flag is in the air. Erickson wins. Ben Kennedy will advance by finishing second. Then Travis Quapple third. And then we go back to the owner points where Jody Knowles will advance as part of the procedure to fill the field for this Mudsummer Classic. So though Griffin gave it a great shot, the way things shook down there at the end, he was going to have to get up to second spot to try and make his way into the event and could not do so.
But as you said, Eli, certainly was not for lack of effort. A hard-fought last-chance qualifier. And again, the win goes to Minnesota native Cody Erickson. We'll have more when we come back.